Hello, and welcome to Moscato and Tea. This is the show for all things beauty, business, and community with your hosts, Inez and Chiquita, keeping it raw, real, and unfiltered.
Hello. Girl, it went down right.
I know. I was thirsty. Man, I didn't even realize how thirsty I was.
Listen,
morning. What's up,
that can
everybody?
go in so many different ways.
I know.
Good morning.
It's water, okay? Morning, everybody. I gave up drinking for a little bit. So right now, as Moscato and Tea, you know, we like the little drank. We're doing the tea.
Tea time. A full 1 hour of hot topics and tea.
Yeah, and so I had to bring look, girl, I got one of those hydro.
What is that?
It's like a hydro flask
where
it keeps it either really cold or really hot.
Okay.
Your beverage.
Okay.
So I like cold water,
yeah.
And so I don't drink a lot of water. I'm going to keep it 100 because I find that water gets really warm, and I'm not a big fan of lukewarm water.
Yeah.
I don't like my water cold. So I bought this hydro flask, and I literally put my water in it, put ice, and it'll keep it cold for hours.
Nice. Okay.
So, you know, I've been better about drinking my water.
That's good.
Right?
Your skin looks good. Like
girl,
she got the hair all done up.
Girl, the skin is because of a new skincare regimen I've been on and been using a new product line. It's called More Spa. I'll actually, we might be able to get into here. I might be able to get the lady. We could do a call and have her come in, and we'll talk about the skincare products.
That'd be good.
I'm actually really into it. I've been using it now. I'm acne prone too, but I've had breakouts here and there, but nothing out of the ordinary, nothing extreme. I had some things, and I just put the products, and it's been amazing. Like everybody's like, your skin. I was
glowing.
It's glowing. Not only because the skincare products, but drinking your water and doing everything else. But definitely the skincare. I've been using like a stem cell.
Oh, okay.
Stem cell. So it's like really regenerating and doing all of that stuff. Not that I'm old or nothing, but at the end of the day, we're trying to do preventative without having to do all kinds of bullshit.
Yes. No, of course.
Even, us little girls of color need to make sure we're on that.
Gotta tighten it up and stuff. And we'll do an episode later on with her. Get them come in. Yeah. That's very interesting. I do want
we'll have to probably do call because they're based, she's based out of Canada. The company's based out of Canada. But, we'll talk more. We'll actually get in and we could do it. Because it's going to be some exclusivity with me and my spa. So there's a lot going on. But I've been using the products just to make sure I liked it before I put my name behind anything. And I've gotten, the water. I've gotten a lot of good feedback. So.
Okay, perfect.
So what's going on, lady? Oh, girl, it seems.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, it seems like a lot's gone on.
That's why we're going to do this, our 2-part hot topic, because there's so much. It might end up being 3 parts. Who knows?
Who knows? I just feel like lately,
it's too much.
There's so much shit going on that we have no choice but to sit here and do these hot topics and go in and in,
Exactly.
I don't even know what to say.
Where do you want to start?
I don't even know. So where do we start? Should we start with the major loss since we are in LA?
Let's start with that.
Let's start with that.
Where were you like when you found out and stuff like that?
Actually, I was in Malibu.
Okay.
When I found out about the whole thing. I was in Malibu. It's funny because the area where, so first of all, if you don't realize, we're talking about Kobe Bryant.
Yes.
And the death of Kobe. Yes, rest in peace with Kobe Bryant, his daughter, Gianna, and the other 9 victims that were in there. So
it's just such a tragedy.
Yeah, it's very tragic.
It's heartbreaking.
Super. So the way from where I live to Malibu, it's actually you have to go through Las Virgenes. I go through that mountain. Legit, I had been through that mountain an hour earlier, not even maybe 45 minutes earlier. So I do know that when I was driving through when I left my house and I was going to Malibu, I was like, damn, it's really foggy today.
Yeah.
I knew it. I was like, shit, I hope it's not too foggy through the mountains because that means I have to really be careful going through the mountains. Even though it's daylight, it's just the way it is. Growing up in the Bay, I already know about fog. So I know the gist because we're, known as Fog City. So I went, whatever, and about an hour later, everybody's like, yo, people are with or whatever, like Kobe. I was like, y'all is bullshitting me right now.
That's what
I was like, y'all play too much.
Yeah.
That's what I was like. Y'all play too much. And then sure enough, it's just slowly starting unfolding. And then after the whole thing, I was like, damn. I was like, man, it was so damn foggy. It's just, but
it's literally just like when I found out, because I didn't believe it either at first, but it literally like it felt like a family member. Like I just choked, like.
Yeah, you know what?
I froze. Like, what is happening?
Yeah, you know what it is too. I'm going to keep it 100 because this is all about truth. I wasn't a fan of his. I never really was even. I'm a Warrior fan.
Yeah.
I'm from the Bay.
I'm from Tennessee, so it's like.
I mean, I'm not like a Laker fan. People that know me know that. I live in LA, but whatever. I wasn't a big, deep fan. It is what it is, but it still really did hurt, and it was very tragic. And knowing that his daughter and all these other families,
and as a human being,
yes, absolutely, as a human being, and people were trying to kind of the whole city of LA. If you're not from LA, was pretty much like I thought it was pretty bad with Nipsey Hussle.
Yes.
That was super tragic in the way he went down. I thought it was pretty bad in the somberism and the way the air felt with Nipsey. It was like 10 times worse with Kobe. I mean, it was almost felt like there was like somebody put I don't like a cloud, like a dark light.
It was just a heaviness.
It was very like everybody was somber. Nobody was like, oh yeah. It was just one of those like pretty much like everybody felt
it was like an alternate universe. Like, are we?
Everybody
right now?
Felt like it was like a family member just died.
Yes.
It like everybody felt it like a family member had just died. And then, as the news media started reaching out and pulling out and started saying more, then it was even more and more and more to the point where you're just like, God, like what is going on right now? What is this? What else are we going to? It's to the point where I was like, damn, are we losing every single black man that has to do with some type of change in the world,
doing something for the community.
Exactly. That's how I'm like. And you got the two biggest players as far as like what they're doing for the community, from Nipsey to Kobe. Then it was the day of the Grammys.
Yeah, it is something's always happening during the Grammys.
Yeah, girl. I was like, what is going on here? Crazy. I mean, I didn't watch the Grammys. I watched part of it.
I didn't watch it either.
But, the way Alicia Keys held it down. And,
she did a great job.
She did a great job and did everything else. Again, I think... it's very tragic. LA's still recovering. They're going to have his funeral
February 24th,
which makes sense. His number was 24.
Yes, and his daughter's number was 2.
So it makes sense. But while we're on talking on this subject, I'm having a really hard time, and I'm having a problem with the media.
I was just finna go into that. That I completely agree. Yes.
I'm having a very, very hard time. And where do we stop the media and understanding boundaries?
Yes.
All right. I was just having a conversation with someone about this. As a matter of fact, yesterday, we were talking about, there's a time and a place for everything.
Yes.
The way the media is going in on this man about these rape allegations.
Well, before we even go into that, my first thing with them is the way that we don't know if it's true or not, but the way they posted about it before the families even knew.
Well, that was my first
gripe with the media.
Yeah, it was TMZ.
Yes, TMZ, before they even informed the families.
Well, here's the thing.
All of them.
That was I was about to say. From what they're saying is that they knew from Kobe's camp and his family. They already knew they had said that Vanessa and they had already found out.
Okay.
But the problem is that he wasn't the only one on this helicopter. There was a bunch of
people,
I'm saying civilians in the sense where they weren't known in that kind of capacity.
Yes.
So could you imagine
those
families hearing about it on TV and not being able to be notified, I think is so disrespectful.
Yes.
It is so can we have a little bit of sympathy?
Yes.
It wasn't even in the way that they died. Give it a moment here.
Exactly.
Wait until everybody's informed and then go ahead and break the news.
Yeah.
That way the family doesn't have to hear that shit because the way social media is, the way everything rolls. Back in the day, it wasn't like this where, you had to wait for the news and all of these things.
Everybody wants to be the first. It's
exactly.
You need to be accurate. No one cares about being the first.
And then, with that saying, same way, with that, it turned out that, rumors started flying. They said Rick Fox was on there.
Yes.
He came out and was like, what the fuck? His family was like, are you okay? We heard. He's like, what is going on here?
Yeah.
The fact that if this doesn't change the way media, see, here's the problem too. Media has a way of picking and choosing what the hell they want to cover and
they
how
create their own narrative.
Absolutely. And how they want to cover things. So that we're over there was already one. Okay. Now all of this, now every social media outlet, every media outlet now wants to talk about Kobe and the rape, even though he was acquitted. It was all of these things. Now this is now his legacy. Now they want to bring this in. Okay, listen. They had plenty of time while he was alive. You can bring it up, but at least have some respect.
Yes.
And the man isn't even buried yet, nor his daughter. And there is a child involved.
Exactly.
More than one child. Okay? There's a wife that people forget that she is a human being.
That's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, these are human beings.
Just because she was married to Kobe doesn't make her a human being. He still has 3 daughters left. An older one, a baby who will never know her father the way.
Like 6 months.
Yeah, the way we'll never know. Yeah. And they're just going in at it. And I'm like, yo, can we please
stop for a moment?
Have some respect for this family. At the end of the day, you can ask these questions, but at least let them mourn, grieve, bury, and then let's talk about it.
Yeah.
I mean, the man was alive for many years. Nobody was bringing up, well, how do you feel about your legacy? None of that. Now it's all kind of like, let's kick people down when they're down. Like the same way, they're talking about the way years later they're bringing up Michael Jackson and all of that. Okay. Yeah. I was like, okay, I'm not, it is what it is. I was like, you waited years later, but years has gone by.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
It's not, you should have done it while he was alive, but you didn't. You waited 10 years. All right, whatever.
I know the actor Kirk Douglas just recently passed away, and they were doing the same thing. I guess there was an allegation with Natalie Wood. It's like the same thing.
It's bringing up the bullshit. Why don't we just focus on the good stuff? And a life was lost. That person will never, ever, ever be here again. Can we celebrate that? Can we celebrate the fact that he was a human being? We all make mistakes.
At what point are people able to grow and change? If we're not supposed to grow and change like you want us to.
No. It's selective growth and change.
In certain people.
Yes.
Because
I hate to say this, but people of color don't have that. We don't have that at all. Because
Woody Allen.
Yeah, but here's
Roman
the thing. That's my point. Well, here's another one. Here we are. People are still mad at Vic. God, what's his name? I can't remember the football players. I want to say it's Vic.
Michael Vick.
Michael Vick. Yes. They're still mad at the man
about the dog.
About the damn dog.
I love animals. Shouldn't do that.
Listen, but he paid his price. He did his time. He did everything he was supposed to do. Now let the man be. He's done.
Yeah.
He realized he made a fucking mistake. Let the man be. But they want to still lynch the man on some bull. But that's what I'm saying. Where does...
And are these same people going in on the people that like to go gun shooting?
No.
Kill animals and hang them on the wall? Are these same people going after
That's
those?
the whole point of the media. It's like when someone, unfortunately, someone of color who's done something or is doing something of good, they have to tarnish it by bringing up old bad mistakes. Nobody's talking about Woody Allen and all of this other bullshit. Nobody's talking about Harvey Weinstein and all. Like, speaking of all of that, let's go in how people are going in on Oprah and Gayle. Gayle, I mean, as a matter of fact, I just saw recently, who was this?
Snoop.
I love me some Snoop. Okay, I have to tell you.
He is too much.
That's the reason I love him, because he's way too much.
Yeah, he's too much.
He had me dying. Yes. But does he have a valid point?
Yeah.
Barry Bonds came out and said the same thing. Like, look, nobody's saying, but
nobody's saying he's perfect.
And can we not do this?
Yeah.
We're women of why are you beaten? Leslie,
Lisa Leslie.
See, I always got them by the last name first. Lisa Leslie did the best job by answering all those questions and shooting that shit down.
Yeah.
She shut that shit down.
Yeah.
To the point where Gail should have been embarrassed of herself and be like, why the fuck am I asking these questions?
I would have, even when she started to answer, I would have been like, I'm not here for that.
Yeah.
If I was Leslie, because Lisa did kind of go into giving an answer a little bit, but she should have just been like, I'm not going to answer that.
If you're not going to ask me questions about his life, then we can't talk right now.
I would have said that.
Absolutely. But a lot of people.
Shut it down.
A lot of people, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you're in emotion. Yeah. You catch people when they're vulnerable. They're not expecting that question. How do you respond to something like that? Yeah. Right? She did an awesome job, but I would have been the same way as like, oh, are you here for this bullshit, or what are you here for?
Exactly.
Are we talking about something else? I go, and if you want to ask me these questions about this shit, ask me after. I'm still mourning. Don't ask me this kind of bullshit now. But again, that's what they were saying about, and then to the point where Gail's like, oh shit.
She came out and did a apology video or something like that, or it was her. It was CBS that cut it.
Yeah, whatever. Listen, at the end of the day, you, Gayle King, someone was saying the same thing with Oprah. Like, she's Oprah.
Russell Simmons.
Yeah, the whole thing. Well, she did, Harvey Weinstein, all these motherfuckers sign her check. I go, nobody signs her fucking check. She's a billionaire. She owns her own damn TV station. She doesn't owe anybody anything. She could do whatever the hell she wants to do. Yeah. And this is where she chooses to go. That's the problem. Monique came out and did an open letter.
It would be fine if they did a balance and did everybody. Don't just do one or two,
Exactly.
Do everybody. And then everybody be okay with it. It was like, okay you got the Romans, you got the Woody out, you got the Harveys, you got the Russell, all together.
Yes, you're doing stories on everybody. Yes. But we just can't be killing Michael, R, Kobe, like... Russell, hey.
Yeah.
Time out there. There's a bunch of other dudes doing all kinds of craziness as well. So
our president, hello.
That's girl. Are we going into that one right now? But anyways, with all that said, much much respect, prayers to Kobe, his family,
all
the victims. And that's another thing I think people seem to forget. There was other victims, a whole family, a mom and dad and a child.
Yeah.
A mother and another child.
Exactly.
The pilot. At the end of the day, all of these people lost their lives. Yeah. It wasn't just Kobe.
Yeah.
And so we also have to remember and send prayers out to them. And also, send them healing because that's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot. It makes you think, what a way to start 2020.
Yeah.
That it makes you think like, life isn't guaranteed.
It is not. It's so not.
There was a meme saying that, don't take for granted that the fact that, you may go leave your house, make plans for this evening.
Yeah.
And you may not come back. And you may never come back.
Yeah.
And that's the damn truth.
You have to cherish every moment.
And live like it's your last day.
That's true.
Live like it's your last, like you don't have tomorrow. What would you do differently?
That's true.
How would you live your life? What would you accomplish?
And on that note,
girl,
go into your president.
Oh God,
this is what has he accomplished?
I don't want to talk about this man. This is some bullshit, but I'm not surprised. I already knew this shit was going to go down.
I knew it was going to happen.
We already knew he's going to get elected for another another fucking 4 years.
Yeah.
He is a cocky. The United States of America. I am a U.S. citizen. We should be fucking ashamed of ourselves and embarrassed because what has happened will change the course of everything. Forever.
Not just here,
everywhere, forever.
Yeah. People don't seem to understand it.
No. They just think, right now.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I mean, at the end of the day, it's not our legacy. These are their legacy.
That's true.
But it affects our legacy and it affects our kids' legacies and their kids, to the point where, they're doing all this shit, but did we know they're doing travel bans in Africa, in Nigeria? I mean, what the fuck? He really don't want black and brown people up in here.
He is cutting everything while all the, impeachment is going on. He's doing a lot of stuff underhanded.
Underhanded. And the Republican Party is like, yes.
He's doing stuff with like trying to change national monuments and stuff like that.
Yeah, like
make them more like back in the old days.
Yeah, like what are we really going back?
We're going back, girl.
But the problem that he's gonna have. Here's the thing: they're gonna do these things, but then I think people also don't realize that this generation is not their parents, grandparents, great grandparents, where you're afraid, anymore. You know, and you're not going to fight back.
Yeah.
It's not happening. It's not happening. Yes, you might try to push us. You may try to push, but they're pushing back.
Yeah.
We're pushing back. They're, you know, the problem is that it's not done. People don't understand that, you know, voting and doing all those things is the bigger way to push back.
Yeah.
Right?
Put people in place in these offices.
Yes, and they're not understanding that. I think because of the way education is, the way they do shit, they just make you feel like your vote does not count. It doesn't do anything in who you put in. But the more people, the more I'm hoping more now. This younger generation, there's a whole group of people that are turning 18, that turned 18, that are you know woke, a little bit more woke in the sense where they understand. Like, wait a minute, you know, I can vote. My vote does count. Hoping that would change a bit because. I believe they think they're going to do this fear mongering.
Yeah. I mean, over at the Iowa caucus, all of the voting and craziness, and they still don't have a winner. Like, everybody won.
But here's the thing. Why the hell are we doing shit in Iowa?
Yeah. They were doing like hand raising to vote.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, Iowa is a Republican state.
Yeah.
Why are we even there? That's number one. Number two, why aren't we doing shit in cities and in towns?
In Chicago.
Chicago. You need to be in fucking California.
Yeah.
You need to be in New York where we are the biggest, you know, demographics of what you're trying to fucking figure out.
That's true. I know.
I mean, the way they're doing, but again, I'm like, whatever, y'all is dumb. I mean, it is what it is. I just got to go out there and vote, and and then whatever happens. We can't
cross our fingers.
We can't blame anybody else but ourselves.
I mean, I am thankful that Mitt Romney did vote against. And didn't go by party lines. He actually went with his conscience. Thank goodness.
Yeah,
I wish more people, but at least it's like.
But that should tell people something.
Yeah, one person out of.
But that should tell people something that they all know this man is doing bullshit,
and they're okay with it.
And they're okay with it as long as your agenda and their agenda is taken. You know, Nancy Pelosi is a gangster.
She tore up that.
She's a gangster.
She's like, you ain't about this life.
No, she went. As she should. Yeah. She did the right thing, was about to shake it, and he, like a little boy, got mad. Oh, she's like, oh, for real? Then fuck you then. Whoop. I was like, gangsta, go Nancy. That's why he can't stand you, because you're a gangster. You ain't his wife. You stand up to him and you let him know.
Exactly. So, which takes us into his Medal of Honor for Rush Limbaugh.
The shit that they do.
I just don't understand.
For what?
He gave him the Medal of Honor for what he's done for the country.
What did he do for the country?
He has a radio show.
Okay, that's my point. Did he go out there and risk his life in any way, shape, or form? Did he, you know what I'm saying? But
I guess freedom of talk. I don't know.
Again, it's the stupidity.
Yeah.
The stupidity of what they think is valuable. So some dumbass who sits there and talks abuse, hate, and bullshit, you're great because you're saying what we want you to say. Again, I always have to believe that, you know, love conquers more than hate. And eventually, it don't matter. There's still so many more people who love and care, and we're still going to be out there. That's what I'm saying. If they think they're going to push people back into slave days or encampments, unfortunately for you, it's not going to be as easy as you think. Because now people are fighting back.
They have to.
You know, like I said, don't get your ass whooped.
Exactly.
You know, I'm not my you know, we ain't you know what I'm saying? We ain't that. There's rules, there's regs. Even if you try, all it's going to do, it's going to go right back into doing what it needs to do.
Yeah.
So it goes right back to the where I say the justice is equal. Right now, it was equal for a little bit. Now
it's very unbalanced.
It's unbalanced, but like anything else that's unbalanced, it always has to go back and be equal.
Yeah.
So at this point, it could be just the 8 years of the Dark Ages. How many years we talk about Renaissance? All these, there was points of dark ages, and what happened? The light always comes out.
Yeah.
You know, you have to look at it.
Isn't that like an Ariana Grande song? Something with the lights.
I don't know.
Well,
right now we're in darkness. I'm like, great. There's always you know, even with too much light, there has to be darkness. There has to be a balance. And, you know, and this fool.
It's just crazy.
I'm like, and the people, I'm like.
And that's what makes so crazy. This man is in office and they want to talk about, you know, other people and their allegations. And this man is the president and has allegations.
Listen, this motherfucker has every allegation and every aspect of possibilities. But again.
But the media wants to harp on
the people.
Other things.
No. What it is that they don't give a shit. They want what they want. They want control. These are a bunch of old white men. Absolutely. Old white men that want to control everything and everyone. Guess what, boo-boo? Eventually, you're going to die.
Okay.
And that ain't going to happen. You may get it for a little bit, but it's like anything else. People start to fucking rebel. Yeah. So you might as well, you know, take it slow and learn. But they're doing so much all at one time that eventually people are going to be like, wait a minute. And even now, people are like, wait a minute. Yes. The problem that we have also, too, is that the way things are going, and mind you, I was reading that the people who voted against him and wanted the impeachment were the Congress, and all these people that are running are the ones that voted were the ones who had the biggest votes. Again, we're talking about the districts where the votes are the most popular votes. This is the problem, is that they're running elections from 1800s. Yeah. It's 2020.
I agree.
If we changed that shit, we wouldn't have the shit we got going on right now.
Yeah, I agree.
So,
and on that note, we're going to, end part 1, and then we're going to come back with part 2. All righty.
All right, bye.
Bye.
All right, bye. Thanks for listening. Take a little time to enjoy your brand of Moscato and Tea with us every day. Subscribe, rate, and follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and MoscatoandTea.com.